I trusted my wife completely. We had been married for 8 years. We had a 6-year-old son, and life felt stable until she started working late. At first, it was once a week, then 3 times, then almost every night. She always had the same excuse. Big project at work. Boss is pushing deadlines. I'll explain later. I believed her, because that's what you do when you love someone. But then one night, something strange happened. She came home at 1:30 a.m. I pretended to be asleep. She quietly got into bed, and I noticed she smelled of men's cologne, not mine. My heart dropped, but I said nothing. I told myself I was overthinking. Until 2 days later, my son said something that destroyed me. We were eating breakfast. Out of nowhere, he asked, "Dad, why does Mommy sleep at Uncle Ryan's house sometimes?" I froze. Ryan was my best friend. We've known each other for 15 years. I asked carefully, "What do you mean?" My son replied casually, "Mommy told me not to tell you, but I woke up one night and she wasn't home. Then she picked me from school the next day from Ryan's house." My hands started shaking. I didn't confront her, not yet. Instead, I checked our phone bill. Late-night calls, every night, to Ryan. Then I checked her location history, multiple visits, Ryan's apartment, at midnight, at 1 a.m., at 2 a.m. I felt sick. Still, I needed proof. So one night, I told her I had a business trip, but I didn't leave. I parked near Ryan's apartment and waited. At 11:47 p.m., her car pulled in. She walked inside. No hesitation, no guilt, no second thoughts. I sat there for 30 minutes. Then I walked upstairs. My heart was racing. I knocked. No answer. I knocked again. Then I heard movement. The door opened, and Ryan stood there, shirtless. Behind him, my wife. She looked like she'd seen a ghost. No one spoke. Then Ryan said quietly, "It's not what you think." I laughed, because it's always what you think. But what hurt the most was what my wife said next. She whispered, "I didn't want you to find out like this." That was the moment. I realized she wasn't sorry. She was just sorry she got caught. I filed for divorce the next morning. But here's the twist. Ryan lost everything. His girlfriend found out. His job found out. Our mutual friends cut him off. And my wife? She moved in with him. 3 months later, he cheated on her with someone else, and she called me crying. I didn't answer, because sometimes karma doesn't knock, it destroys. I always thought my brother had the perfect life. He had a beautiful house, a loving wife, 2 amazing kids, and a high-paying job. Compared to me, he had everything figured out. So when he called me one Friday night asking if I could babysit his kids, I didn't think anything of it. He sounded stressed, though, more stressed than usual. He told me he needed to handle something urgent. I asked if everything was okay. He paused. Then he said, "Yeah, just work stuff." But something about his voice didn't sit right with me. Still, I agreed. I drove to his house around 8 p.m. When I got there, his wife opened the door, and immediately I knew something was wrong. Her eyes were red, like she'd been crying. She tried to smile, but it looked forced. I asked if everything was okay. She quickly said, "Yeah, just tired." Then she grabbed her purse and left almost immediately. That was strange, because my brother hadn't even left yet. He came downstairs a minute later, avoiding eye contact.
He handed me $50, which he had never done before. "Just in case you order food," he said. Then he left, and suddenly I was alone, with a quiet house and 2 kids watching cartoons. At first, everything seemed normal. We ordered pizza, watched a movie. The kids went to bed around 10:30. But then, something strange happened. Around 11:15 p.m., I heard a phone vibrating. It wasn't mine. It was coming from the kitchen. I walked over and saw my brother's phone. He forgot it. I picked it up to call him, but before I could, a message popped up from someone saved as Office Jessica. The message read, "Is she gone yet?" I froze. Then another message appeared. "I'm already on my way." My stomach dropped. I didn't want to assume anything, but my heart started racing. Then the front door unlocked at 11:23 p.m. I thought maybe my brother came back for his phone, but it wasn't him. It was a woman. She walked in quietly, like she had done this before. She stopped when she saw me. Her face turned pale. I asked, "Can I help you?" She hesitated. Then she said, I think I'm at the wrong house." But before she could leave, I asked, "Jessica?" Her eyes widened. She knew. She knew exactly why I said that. And that's when she said something that made everything worse. She whispered, "Wait, you're not Mark." Mark, that's my brother's name. My chest tightened. I asked her how she knew my brother. She looked uncomfortable. Then she admitted, "I work with him, and he told me to come over." I couldn't believe it. My brother was cheating while his wife was crying earlier. I felt sick. I told her she should leave. She nodded quickly and walked out. I sat there, trying to process everything. Then, around midnight, my brother called from another phone. I told him he forgot his phone. He went silent. Then he asked, "Did anyone come by?" I didn't answer immediately. Then I said, "Yeah, Jessica did." Silence. Long silence. Then he sighed and said, "I was going to tell you eventually." That sentence made me angrier than anything. Eventually? I asked him about his wife, and that's when he told me something shocking. He said, "They're already separated." I was confused because she didn't mention anything. He told me they hadn't told anyone yet, and they were quietly ending things. But something still didn't feel right, because earlier she didn't look like someone ending a marriage. She looked broken. The next morning, she came home. I was still there. She thanked me for staying late. Then I hesitated before finally asking, "Are you and Mark okay?" Her smile faded. Then she said quietly, "I found out he's cheating." My heart sank. She had no idea. He lied. He lied to both of us. I told her everything. About Jessica, about last night, about the messages. She didn't cry. She just nodded slowly, like she already expected it. Then she thanked me. Later that week, she filed for divorce. But here's where it gets worse. 2 months later, my brother lost his job. Jessica was married. Her husband found out and reported the relationship to HR. They both got fired. Jessica went back to her husband. My brother lost everything. His house, his marriage, his reputation. And the last time he called me, he said something I'll never forget. He said, "I thought I was upgrading my life, but I destroyed it instead." And honestly, some betrayals don't just hurt others, they destroy the person who caused them too.